Oh, sorry about that. All right. Well, I just wanted to thank everyone for joining us here today. Um, and my name is Sydney Sponteller, and I work for Autometrics Cutting Solutions. I am the Central U.S. sales rep. So during my presentation, some of you already may be using automated cutting or thinking about switching to it. I know fabric is expensive and sometimes limited nowadays with the current situation we're in. So I'd like to give you some information, on how to justify your purchase by introducing you some of the Autometrics equipment and software that can help you save money during your design time, cutting process, and material waste. I'm going to start the presentation by introducing Autometrics and a little brief company history. And then I'm going to move to our equipment, and last but not least, go over our software as well. So Autometrics is a manufacturer of CNC cutting equipment for the industrial textile industry. We were founded in 1979 by John Palmer, and we are still a family-owned company. And Jonathan Palmer, his son, has now taken over as the role of CEO, and is also on the board of IFAI. Our headquarters is based out of Grass Valley, California, and we recently opened a sales and demo office in Akron, Ohio. All of our machines are manufactured in the United States, and all of our software is proprietary to Autometrics and also programmed in Grass Valley as well. So just kind of a little fun fact here with a lot of case studies that we've done with our current customers to kind of give you a comparison of, hand cutting to automated cutting. We found that, about 1 hour of automated cutting can equal about 8 hours of hand cutting, which is pretty interesting. And I just wanted to take you through a couple of our machines here that we have available through Autometrics. There's 3 different levels of machines, I guess you would say here. Starting off with our Advantage. Our Advantage is an entry-level machine or a prototype. It comes with 1 cutting tool on it and a marking tool as well. And we're able to get widths up to 73 inches wide and lengths up to 50 feet long. The Radium and Argon cutting head is a step up from the Advantage. This is more for high production. Depending on what your goals are in the future, you may need the Radium or move up to the Argon, which is our fastest cutting machine, which is cutting at 66 inches per second. That comes with 2 cutting tools on it and a marking tool as well. It's ran with a servo motor. And then, our fastest machine and the most efficient solution we have is our Catalyst. The Catalyst, can have the Argon or Radium cutting head attached to it. That is a conveyor unit. And we have a lot of different material handling options based on what your company needs are and, of course, the rolls that you're using as well. The widths that we're able to achieve with the Catalyst are 126 inches wide. And we're able to go to 18 feet long on the Catalyst as well. And, the advantages to the Catalyst would be, if you have limited space in your facility, it takes up a smaller footprint, but essentially has, as long of a cutting table as you need due to the conveyor. Autometrics actually just recently introduced a new product to our catalog for the shade industry. That's called the Autometrics Gripper Puller System. And how that works, that would be on our static beds, the Radium or the Argon. And we'll have suction cups on the gantry, which is holding the cutting head across, you can see there. And it'll actually go and pull your material down the table for you, make all your cuts, and then do a cutoff at the end, making it a complete one-man operation and an easy material handling option as well. So with Autometrics, we have a couple unique features with our machines, and I wanted to refer to this picture before I got into it anymore, just to give you an idea of what a cutting head would look like from Autometrics. If you look at the picture on the far right there, you see a cutting tool with a white bottom. That would be your cutting tool 1 there. And if you look to the left of that, you'll see a pen tool, which is the marking tool I was talking about, which is very versatile. because it has a spring-loaded option on it. So you can use Sharpies, pens, pencils, chalk pens, grease pens, whatever you may desire. And to the left of that is an air drill option. And in this picture, you actually can't see it, but next to that would be your other cutting tool. Autometrics, when we were designing our machines, we wanted to keep the cost of ownership very low with it. So the way we designed our machines is to have the parts that are least expensive be replaced first. For an example, would be your pinion gears. It's all a direct drive system, which is a very inexpensive part, or your wheel bearings. And all that comes in the spare part kit as well. Another unique feature Autometrics does, which is a little different from the industry, is we use a carbon fiber gantry. And the reason that we use a carbon fiber gantry is it helps us accelerate and decelerate faster with our machine. It also has less wear and tear as well. And then in terms of service contracts, we like to keep them relatively low. The service contracts for the static tables is $2,000 after the first year. And for the conveyor systems, it's $3,500. We use a Lexan top on all of our machines except for the conveyor unit. The Lexan top's very easy to replace. You can do it yourself, and we don't have to charge you anything for a service visit to go out there and do that. So actually, Autometrics, before we got into machine manufacturing, we originally started designing software, and then later started building equipment to complement the software. So Patternsmith is a very powerful tool for Autometrics. Patternsmith serves as a couple different functions. It's really the brain of your machine that's going to drive all the cutting for you. It also allows you to do all your editing and designing of patterns in there. You can upload files from other CAD softwares if you're already using an existing program. And if you look at the picture to the right there, you can see I have a box in the top, which would be your project view. And if you look at the bottom, you'll see a bird's eye view of what your table actually looks like and the size. And that's where you'd be nesting all your patterns for cutting. And with Autometrics, with all of our machines now, we include nesting. And what nesting is, that is a feature that is going to place your patterns most efficiently on the table for cutting, giving you the best yield of your material. Our template software, this is an awesome software that we designed that will work very well for the shade market. It's great for on-demand manufacturing, custom sizes, made-to-order products, or patterns with wide variety of sizes and dimensions. What templates does is it's turning your CAD patterns into parametric patterns, which all of your patterns are based on parameters and equations. So in other words, the software is going to scale your pattern to size by only typing in a few dimensions, therefore limiting your design time and having you ready to cut in minutes. Workflow is also a new software. So when you're pulling up all your cut files and cut planning for the day, that can take hours. Workflow can do that whole process for you within 5 minutes. It organizes all your daily cuts by material type. Workflow is able to pull all of your orders as well from your ERP or MRP system into a CSV file. So the way that would work is each shade you would have in a catalog, can be defined by a SKU number or a material type. And Workflow, after you have those defined with the patterns, Workflow then will nest all your patterns and organize them, or organize your cuts from least or greatest to least. And another advantage for Workflow is that you would never have to go look for cut files again. And this is the last program I'd like to talk about. While we're here, it's a Synopsys program. This is a new development by Autometrics as well. Synopsys is a great monitoring tool that lets you choose data that is important to your company. It tracks your material usage, efficiencies, and job durations to help understand and improve your margins. And this is just a great software overall, just to make sure you're getting the most efficient use out of your cutting machine and all your material as well. So thank you for joining my presentation this afternoon. If you're ever interested in having me come out to your facility or go over your cutting production with you, I'd be more than happy to set up a meeting with you over the phone. I've attached my email address and my cell phone number, and I'm more than happy to help. We also have a YouTube channel, just at Autometrics Equipment. And through that site, you can see a lot more of the software videos and our cutting equipment available. I'm looking forward to seeing everyone in Nashville. It's been a long year just working from home and not traveling much. And if anyone has any questions at this time, I'd be more than happy to answer those for you.
Not seeing any questions in yet. We'll give that a few more seconds.
Yeah.
All right, I think that's, if you think of any questions, please reach out to Sydney directly. And Sydney, anything else? And thank you so much.
Yeah, Jed, thanks for setting everything up. I really appreciate it. And everyone have a great holiday weekend.
Thank you.